Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you're watching this video, welcome to or welcome back to Glenn's e-bike adventures. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Crafuel 1000-watt power bank. Right, so we've got the Crafuel 1000-watt power bank, and first things first, I just want to go over some of the connections, etc., to the unit. So, right, let's start off with our car charger, which we've got here. This end would go into your DC input in there, and then this end obviously would go into your cigarette lighter in your vehicle. So that's one way of charging the power bank. Another way is it comes with a power brick, so you could plug this into the mains in your house, etc., and then obviously charge it up again through the DC input. Okay, so moving on, we do have this other device wire which came with the unit. I haven't quite worked out what these connectors are for. I'm not sure if it's a different kind of car connector or something really, but it's not something that I'm familiar with. If you know what they are, please let me know in the comment section, because I'll be interested to know. And then obviously, again, on that side, we've got a DC input. So I don't know whether these are for aftermarket solar panels, which might be a possibility, because it looks obviously like that this is a loop point. So yeah, I'm on the fence of thinking that this is maybe for aftermarket solar panels. Anyway, let's take that out. Now, I don't have the solar panels yet because obviously we're in the middle of winter, and yeah, you just won't get enough sunshine to actually power this. But just here, we've got the PV input here, and this is for the solar panels that are designed to go with the Crafuel. So that would be where the input goes for there. Right, let's just briefly go over. We've got an AC outlet here, one plug. Don't be concerned, because you can just plug in. Just give me a second. We can just plug in an extension cable, like so, and then we've got a multitude of options, etc. Obviously, you don't want to be going over the required 13 amps for any electrical appliances. So as long as all your devices that you've connected up aren't going over the 13 amps, we should be good. Right, anyway, we'll take that out for just a second. Moving on here to this section here, we've got a, these are all USB charging ports. So we've got 3 USB-3 ports, and we've got a USB-C charging port. And that has up to 60 watts of power delivery through that USB-C. So I'm sure that there's many laptops, etc., some other high powered units that can be used via that, but don't be alarmed, that will give up to 60. It doesn't mean it just pumps out 60 watts. So whatever your device is going to take, that's what it will feed from there, anything up to 60 watts. And then we've got our DC output. So again, any sort of DC input that you would DC output that you would need, that can all be found here. And you've got a 14 volt 6 amps max output there as well for your DC output. Right, let's briefly switch the unit on. Right, and hopefully you can see that that's showing 100% on there. Right, so we've also, on the top here, we've got a wireless charging port. And now, just so you're aware, let me pop my phone, or one of my phones. We'll pop that on there. And absolutely nothing happens. Now, why is that? Well, that's quite simple. If we wanted to use our AC, we have an AC button here, and then it should come up. Press it again. That will come with a little green light to show that the AC outlet is active. We're not using it right this second. Now, the wireless charging unit, that's controlled from the USB. So again, press the USB. You get a little sign up here saying USB and a power outage of 0 watts at the moment, with that little green light on. We'll pop our phone on the top, and straight away you can see that that's pinged up and that's now charging. Also, the screen keeps going out, so you need to press the button to get it light, but it's telling you at the moment that we're drawing 7 watts, 8 watts now, through to the phone. It's all good. Right, next thing we want it's all about e-bikes. So what about an e-bike battery? Well, I've got my 48 volt 17 amp hour battery from my XF 900 here. I've taken this down to roughly about 10% left in the battery. You don't really want to be taking e-bike batteries down to the very, very minimum, obviously. So I've taken it down to about 10%, and we're going to charge this baby up next. So I just need to go and get the power adapter for this, and then we'll get it all set up. Right, well, I'm back. I've got my power charger, so we'll get this plugged in. So let me move this battery to the side. So what we'll do, obviously our unit is still on, we're still on 100%. We're charging our phone at the moment, so we're going to plug in our AC outlet, and obviously we've got our bank of buttons there. So our next step, I'm going to plug this in. Now, as you notice, I haven't switched on to AC yet, because I believe this is generally the safest way to operate your chargers, etc. Now I'm going to be putting a few bits and pieces on there, so let me just fiddle about with this for a second. Right, so ignore this unit here. This is just a effects box from my music studio, which is powered in elsewhere. I'm just using this work surface, that's all. So yeah, just ignore this little white unit because that's not actually part of the video or anything like that we're plugging in today. Right, so I've plugged in here. We're plugged in there from the AC outlet, and obviously there's no lights at the moment on our charger. Right, so in order to get this to work, we need to press the AC button. So let's push our AC button and get this up and running. There we go. We're on green straight away. We're pulling, the wattage is going up. We're pulling 114 watts at the moment. As you can see, our charger is all lit up. I'm going to do a time check now. Let me see what the time is. Okay, so it's exactly 2 p.m. in the afternoon here in the UK. These batteries should take about 6 hours, etc., to charge. However, that's from your wall outlet in your home. Obviously, I haven't tested the unit to see if it does actually deliver the same time frame with charging, etc., but I would imagine it's pretty similar. Okay, another thing we can do, you're out, it's night time, we've also got this handy light on the front. So quick press of the light switch, and then we've got a nice big bright light. This actually is really quite bright, this light, but you know, it probably doesn't show up so well here in the daylight, but I can assure you that this is, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how many lumens this is pumping out, but yeah, if you were in a camping environment, stuck out somewhere, this would be very, very helpful. Anyway, let's switch that off. And I don't know if you can hear that, but our fans have just kicked in on our charger over here. If you press this, you can see that our USB at the moment is pulling in about 7 watts and about 110 watts to the charger. So what else can we connect to this, I hear you ask? Well, that's the thing, see? Right, so next up, I've got a synthesizer. So only a small one, so we'll pop that down there. Or actually, what we'll do, let's have a jiggery pokery around with our cables, etc., just so we can give ourselves a bit more room, because hopefully I'm going to plug in a few more devices. Right. So obviously we're already charging our phone here with USB, so we've already got our USB light switched on. So in order to power this, we can power this little synthesizer, etc., through a DT input or through USB. So today we're going to power this via USB. So let's plug that little cable in there. That's in. And then we just need to plug in this end into our USB header. And as always, nobody ever gets USB in first the right way first. So I should have just switched it round. Right, so if I now come to the back and power on, we've got a little power switch here, and then you should see when I flick this, there we go, we have power to our synthesizer as well. Now obviously you're not probably going to be taking out synthesizers, but it's just to show you that various things can be connected to this all at the same time, all drawing power, So let's put that down there. We'll have a press our power light quickly, and we'll see our current draw. We're still only drawing actually 8 watts via USB and 110 watts via the AC output. Anyway, let's plug in a few more bits and pieces. Right, so I've got another bit of studio equipment here. Obviously, as I said, you know, this is all music equipment that I'm connecting up to it today. But obviously, you know, it's up to you what you want to power these units with. But so again, we're going to go USB power. Plug that one in there. And plug this again. Oh, look, straight away. Boom. And now we've got power on our metronome, which is essentially a timing box for our music equipment. Again, as I said, you know, I'm just using this music equipment to power this up, but obviously, you know, it really does depend on how you want to use the Crafuel power bank. You know, obviously, most people are going to be using this unit for you know, wild camping, etc., taking out on a camping trip, etc. So you're probably not going to be wanting this kind of stuff with you, but you know, it just goes to show that it can power everything. Anyway, let's just pop that down there just so it's still in view. Everything's in view. Our synthesizer, you can see that's all lit up here. We're still charging on the phone. Yep, that's still charging away, and our power bank's charging. Right, let's have a quick look. Right, so we've actually dropped down to 98% at the moment. So, you know, we haven't really dropped an awful lot. And obviously it's putting in quite a big draw for our, to power up our, or recharge our battery. Right, anyway, let's keep plugging things in. Right, so the next thing I've got, which is, you know, obviously it's not going to be used for camping again, just really to show you everything's sort of plugged in. The only item that I've got that will accept a USB-C type charger, I've got an Oculus Quest 3. So just to show you, we'll plug this in into our headset. Well, it's getting a bit crowded here. And then the other end, we'll plug it into our USB-C. And then hopefully we should get, yep, there we go, on our headset. We've now got a nice little charging light on there. So our headset's now charging as well. Lovely. So what kind of a draw are we pulling in at the moment, just out of curiosity? So 13 watts through our USB interfaces. We still have one more left. 14 watts that just went up to briefly. And we're still pulling in roughly about 113 watts through the AC outlet. Obviously our AC outlet is powering a synth, and we're charging our battery here as well. Right, I've got one more USB port. So what are we going to put in there? Right, so the next thing we're going to plug in, I've got a little GoPro battery charger, and we've got several batteries. And just make sure I'm putting that in the right way round. Okay, so we've got a couple of batteries in there that need a charge. So we just need to plug this in. Right, that's better. I've got the correct cable here, so we can plug this one in here now. Lovely. And we should, as soon as we plug this in, we should see some lights. There we go. There isn't a battery in this compartment, so these two are obviously charging. So we'll pop that on there, and well, we've got quite a bit connected so far, but obviously we can still add more AC outputs with our extension cable, etc. So you know, let's just take a quick look at what we're pulling. So we're down to 97%. We're pulling 16 to 17 watts via USB and 113 watts via our AC output. Right, well, obviously the test is to get all of these items charged. So we'll come back in a bit and just take a look at, you know, obviously this battery here, our bike battery. This is going to take some time to charge, but these won't take so long. Our headsets, etc. These aren't charging. That's just on, and our synthesizer isn't charging either. This is just you know, this is just on, etc. So right, as I said, let's stop the camera and we'll come back when this is nearly charged. Right, so we're now just under 2 hours into everything being switched on. We're going to check our phone. This was actually on 60%. Now we're on 100%. I don't know if you can see that. That's showing 100% there on our phone. So we're fully charged there. So we can disconnect that. We've got 3 green lights on our GoPro batteries, so we can disconnect this. And what have we got on our Quest? So on our Quest 3 as well, we've got a green light now, which means that this is fully charged. Just for a bit of reference, the battery on the Quest 3 is quite comparable to sort of something like a DJI drone. So obviously that's now no longer needed. We can disconnect that and put that to a side. That light will go out in a second, or should do, if it's been disconnected. There we go, lovely. So we can disconnect that cable now also. Right, so essentially we've just charged up 4 batteries including the phone. Obviously I'm going to leave these things running, the synthesizer, which is still going, this small powered unit as well, which is obviously still alight and has been the whole time, and we're charging our battery still. Obviously, as I said, it's only been going for just over 2 hours now. So we're going to keep all these still lit, but we'll just have a quick look back on our thing. So we're down to 78% now on our battery. It's actually saying we're putting in 0 watts for our 2 USB devices, which is and they're both powered, and we're currently putting in 122 watts with our AC charging going on. So as I said, we'll keep this just connected up as it is until the battery is fully charged, our e-bike battery that is, and then we'll take a look at how much juice essentially we'll have left. Right, that's about it for the moment. So we'll come back to this when we're fully charged. See you in a bit. Right, so we're at the 5 hour mark now. Obviously it's dark outside, not very much light at all. I've got light on in the room, but yeah, not enough to illuminate everything on there. Anyway, so we're currently now only using 17 watts. It's sort of going between 17 and 18 watts on the AC power. That's because when a battery, such as a bike battery, when they charge, they initially give a high amount of wattage, and as it gets further up to the side, further through charging fully, so it gives this for the majority. I'm not sure on the exact figures, but it's probably something about an 80%. it goes on a high wattage, and then the remainder of 20% is generally trickled in just to top up the batteries. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to point out. Anyway, we'll leave this going, and we'll see what we're at when it's fully charged. Right, so essentially we're fully charged. We've just hit the 5.5 hour mark. I don't know if you can see there, we've got a green light on our charger. Fans have stopped going obviously as well. And if we take a quick look on here, it's saying we're pulling 10 watts in total, which is a bit odd because we shouldn't really be. Maybe that's just enough to trickle into here, but yeah, so we can turn that off anyway. And we've got 56% of the battery remaining now, so yeah, that's dropping down anyway. So yeah, yeah, we essentially we've used less than half of the power. So let's just take out, we'll switch this one off because we're no longer using it. And this one doesn't have an on-off switch, but we'll disconnect. Right, so yeah, we're still not. I mean, even before I disconnected that, it was still reading 0 watts being used for these two USB powered devices, and they've been on the whole time essentially. So yeah, they you know, I mean, it just goes to show you sort of the sort of things you could power with one of these. And as I said, we've powered up and given pretty much, well, it's 100% battery in there for our e-bike battery, which is a 17 amp hour 48 volt battery. So yeah, pretty good results overall. Right, well, that about wraps it up on this quick first look at the Crafuel 1000 watt power bank. Obviously, yes, I will be using it in a future video, and we will be going out. My apologies that I wasn't able to do it this time. We've literally just had torrential rain every single day, and I've waited until the last moment to get this video ready, and even on the last day we've still got heavy rain, and you know, there's no point taking out electrical equipment, etc., you know, when it's likely to get damaged. So but yeah, I mean, the possibilities of this are quite exciting. I mean, I'm already thinking a 3-day trip away just using this, and you know, I should be able to you know, ride the distance of my battery, set up a camp, you know, I can charge my battery again, you know, when I get there overnight. I've got adequate you know, battery left for charging cameras and all sorts of other equipment that I take with me when I do my videos and my trips away. So yeah, and I'm, you know, at least 3 days away. You know, I could probably even have a day of charging the battery, you know, going off exploring the countryside around where I am, come back, use the last remainder of the battery, because obviously, you know, that battery, you know, only took, and with all the other charging of all the other equipment, only took 56. There was still 56% of the battery left. So yeah, you know, it's all really good. I'm getting quite excited about you know, using this. One thing as well I didn't point out, hopefully this is in shot. All right, so we switch this back on. We also have, you know, we've got the light feature, so we'll put the light on. But this box also comes with, you know, an SOS light signal. So if you were to, oh, that's so bright, just blinded myself. So double quick press on here, and then that should set off an automatic SOS distress call. So if you were caught out somewhere, had no phone, and you've got something like this, I mean, God forbid that you ever need it, but you know, it's another nice little feature really included, you know, but yeah, really good. Anyway, we'll switch it off because that's blinding the hell out of me at the moment. Oh, switch off. Thank you. Anyway, that about wraps it up for this week. As I said, we will be using this in future videos, so if you like this kind of stuff, then please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you back here next week. Take care. Safe travels. Bye-bye.